Так, хорошо?
Hello everyone and welcome to the 73rd episode of Strawberry Patches podcast. Very big welcome to everyone. My name is Marina. I'm a Russian girl living and crafting here in New Zealand, in Auckland. And it's been so good to be back. This is my online space where I share with you all my crafts, knitting, crocheting, hand spinning, yarn dyeing, and just about life here as a mom of two girls as of now. And everyone who is back, big warm welcome to you guys. I've missed you and it's been a while. It's been more than 2 months, I think, but you know why I was away. And everyone who's new, a very big welcome to you guys as well. I have already more than 70 episodes, so you're welcome to go back and check out what I've been up to and where I have lived. But briefly, a small introduction, because it's been a while that I've been here. I have recently become a mom and we had our second daughter, and I'm a dyer behind the Strawberry Patches walls, and I have some of that to share with you guys. And also I have today to share with you lots of acquisitions. I have been given gifts, I have ordered some things, and I have knitted some things that I want to show you. And of course I will include a little tiny snippets of life update and whatever is happening. But first it will be all knitting, so if you're here just for that, it will be right in the beginning. Okay, I don't want this video to be huge, so let's start right away. I'm sorry if I'm a little bit rusty or nervous and rumble. Well, I hope you forgive me. I really wanted to thank everyone for your lovely comments on my last episode, where I told you that I will be away because I was just a couple of weeks away from giving birth. And it was so nice to hear all of your nice wishes. Everything went well, and I will talk about it later after all the knitting and crafting stuff is finished. So yeah, what I have been up to. It's been a while, and yes, I have been busy. Of course, as you can imagine, with the newborn, getting into the routine of having 2 kids at the same time, and the Christmas break, so we have been all at home. It's been a bit, not stressful, but a different routine. So, as you can imagine, not much time for knitting, but still, I have, oh yes, let's talk about this. I have started it just before I gave birth, and it took me exactly 1 month. And this is the Exploration Station by Stephen West, and it's gorgeous. I love this shawl so much. As you can see, I went for not that crazy colors this time. Oh, this is from the hanger, stretched out. So this yarn is alpaca. This is the only yarn that is not my hand dyed. This beautiful alpaca, baby alpaca, is from Kathy from Gumtree Gully Alpacas. I love Kathy so much, and her yarn is just beautiful. And this one is my hand dyed, as well as this black, which is left over from a cardigan that I knitted. Well, it's not black, it's actually gray. But yeah, and this is me doing some brioching. This is the speckled base undyed that I have. And what I can say about this shawl is that it was so fast. If it wasn't for the baby, I would have finished it in like maybe 2 weeks. Really recommend it. And it stretched, it blocked quite a bit. And just so that you see, the other side is just as pretty, I think. Yeah. So the brioche is more gray on this side and more blue on this side. I really love making brioche. And I took it with me to the birthing center where I went to after I had my daughter. So I was recovering there and knitting on it, and it was really, really relaxing. And the staff, the nurses, they were I have a funny story to tell you guys. The reason that I have changed and I am recording with an interval is because, yeah, this one woke up. And my husband came in to tell me that she apparently has pooped and needs to be changed. So of course I stopped the video, I picked her up, put her on a changing mat right over there, and guess what happened? As I lifted her lovely bottom, she decided to do it right there, and I was covered in it. So yeah, that's just how it is, right? Sometimes you catch it, sometimes you don't. Or sometimes you catch it with yourself. As I was saying, this lovely exploration station shawl has given me lots of joy, and I will definitely make another one. Steven is the best designer in shawl making, and I really, really love the crescent shapes because you can drape them in so many different ways and they always stay on my shoulders, and I absolutely love this shawl. And the next thing, let me just put it here. In a while I will probably pick her up and introduce you guys to her or her to you, because she's definitely being a bit noisy. So yeah. Also, I don't remember, but I think I told you that I will be working on a romper, and this was a labor of love, my friends. I picked this yarn, which is not my hand-dyed but commercial yarn, because it's just one beautiful pastel color, and I needed it to be plain and simple so that it would show this beautiful lace panel in the middle of the romper. So this pattern is not yet available in English, but I contacted the designer and she promised that she will translate it. So as soon as that happens, I will let you guys know. And it's called the Simple Romper, which I think of myself as an experienced knitter, and it was not simple for me because there are many cute little details that make this romper so beautiful and like to the dot. I really enjoyed making this wonderful different sort of I think it was a grafted rib, this one, and this lace pattern. There was so much going on, and because it's not in the round, there was lots of purling on the wrong side, and then I made a mistake and I knitted up to here, and then I had to rip it back. But I'm very, very happy with it. It's really hot for me to try it on the baby, on Lily, but I'll just grab her. Just a second. So yes, this is Lily, and obviously she didn't want to be ignored, so I will have to probably pause this video more than I wanted to. But yeah, as I was saying, this romper, oh, she's hungry. Oh, baby. I hope you love babies, because there'll be lots of baby talking about babies this time. Hungry? Hungry, are you? Your morning. Okay, I'm gonna have to feed her, guys. Well, at least now you understand why it was so hard for me to find the time to record these episodes. And I don't know when will be the next one, but if I don't do it now, it might be in another couple of months' time. So I hope you forgive me for all the interruptions. And as I was feeding my daughter, I thought that I need to say a few more words about this beautiful romper. about the construction. It's very clever actually. It starts at the back. It actually starts here, so you need a piece, this piece. You need it from bottom down, no, from top down, and then when you come to this point, so imagine this is all one piece, then you start to make this lace panel, and then you connect it to the sides of the romper, and you knit up this beautiful, beautiful lace piece, which I think she took the design from this Japanese dictionary of the stitches, and it's beautiful. There's lots of stuff going on, and it was a bit hard to follow, but I finished it before I gave birth, so I still had some time back then. And then look at this I-cord everywhere. It's such beautifully thought through design that I absolutely admire. And then you pick up the stitches here and you do this really lovely elastic bind off. It looks really, really nice and finished. And then you knit up these what are they called? Straps. You knit the straps and then you attach them in such a way that it's really hard to tell if they were knitted from this piece or attached later. Really look at this. Really, really smart, and the finish is absolutely gorgeous. And the buttons later, and I did 4 buttons in case I need to make the length bigger. So yeah, this will be worn hopefully sometime in autumn or winter, and I really want to make some more, maybe with some simpler design, because this design was a bit too much, but the rest, the construction was absolutely fabulous and really, really thought through and just amazing. So yes, this was the simple baby romper by Katerina. I will link it down here in the description. All the patterns that I'm mentioning are going to be in the description, and also on my Ravelry page, which, by the way, you can find me there as MarinaToys, because I used to make toys. And speaking of toys, I have already made 2 gnomes by this designer, but her name is Sarah Shearer, and she is the designer behind Imagined Landscapes, and she has this famous and gorgeous designs of gnomes, and she does some mystery knit-alongs every year, and I already made 2 of her gnomes that I showed you before. And this year she had an idea of making a year-long Year of Gnomes knit-along, which the idea is that every month you make a gnome. So this is my January one. I completely blanked out and I don't remember, the name of the pattern is down here. And this was such a fun knit, and at the beginning when you make a hat, it doesn't look like anything with these thingies, and I was supposed to block the hat, but I didn't, of course, because I was so keen on continuing knitting. But yes, here is the gnome with a tiny little scarf and this tiny little pockets that look so cute, and the hands made of I-cords, and I stuffed it with some special stuffing and beads for the toys. And this is in my hand-dyed yarns, all of it. This is my cherry ice cream colorway, and this blue one is my one-off. It was just a sample skein. I don't even have it in the shop, never had it. And this gray is I think something similar to the mirror colorway that I have in the shop. So yeah, I'm really happy with how this one turned out. Maybe I should have blocked the hat, because these spikes, they're supposed to go down, but they aren't. So yeah, I enjoy making toys, and especially now that I'm more into knitting, I try and enjoy knitting them much more. So this is all of my finished objects, just 3, but I have some whips to share with you. But before that, since we're on the topic of finished objects, I was so lucky to be gifted some wonderful gifts for Lily. By the way, I didn't introduce Lily to you. I mean, I showed her to you, but I didn't say that her name is Lillian, and I prefer to say Lily, and she's 7 weeks today. And I didn't have a baby shower this time, but my really awesome friend Judy came by and she dropped off these toys for her. So this is the wonderfully cute little zebra that she made for her, and a baby blanket which is crocheted. And look at all of the wonderful detail. I think this is the front. It looks beautiful on both sides, really. She's done an amazing job. And as far as I understand, these are really simple motifs, granny square motifs that have been crocheted around, and this is such a lovely little knit, and I was so touched by it. And Judy, if you're watching, thank you so much. She gifted some wonderful hand-knitted things when Lydia was born, my first daughter, as well, and I was so touched back then as well. So yeah, even though it's too warm, sometimes I use this just to on colder nights. So this is that. This is all the finished things that I have to show you guys. And now on to whips. So I have been dyeing some yarn right before I gave birth, and I'm going to put a little segment separately filmed here of all the yarns that I have hand dyed. But one of them is something that I'm working on, like I called this colorway the Kiss Under the Mistletoe, and it was a skein of just bright red, and at the tip there was undyed patch with some green speckles, and this is how it looks in a cake. And I have started knitting Christmas socks with it, but I don't know why I wasn't in the mood for finishing them, so this is it. Normally socks take very little time for me to knit, and I decided to make it the heel the same one that I did in my orange socks, which was a pattern by Hohi Locatelli, the caramel sauce socks. So I did this correctly here, and then over here I was supposed to decrease. No, over here I was supposed to decrease, but I didn't. And then I was just like, oh no, do I have to rip it all out? Anyways, I'm not going to, because when I tried them on, if you just stretch them like that, they will be fine. They will be just not as snug. So I will just continue knitting on them, and I just wanted to show you how that colorway knits up. I think it's a beautiful, like, stripe-like effect. I love it. Really love it. And these are my tiny, I forgot, are they Chaigu or, no, these are, yes, Chaigu tiny ones. Interchangeable ones. They're really good for socks. So this is one of my whips. Another whip that I'm working on is in this beautiful bag that, since well, I will tell you when I come to acquisitions, but I'm making this gorgeous top called the Lotus Top by Alyona Malevich. What happened was that I received a gift from my lovely mother-in-law, a few of these Alizabella Ombre Batik skeins, and this ball is 250 grams and 1000 meters. And I just searched on Ravelry what projects have been made with this, and I stumbled upon this gorgeous design which is summer top, very open neck, which is great for this hot weather. And it was knitted in with exactly the same yarn, and I absolutely loved. I mean, I don't think you can see, but it's going to be really, really nice open lace. I'll put a picture of the yoke for you guys. So not much progress, but I'm loving how this lace is looking. There's lots of short row shaping and lots of charts and really, really nice design, I think. So if I have more time, I will make it in other colors. So this is all for whips, I think. Yeah, I just have two at the moment. I'm thinking of more, casting on more, but I know that if I do, then they will be all forever whips, because I just don't have much knitting time at this point. So let's jump into acquisitions. I want to share with you very quickly all the wonderful gifts that I've been given and some purchases. One of them is, of course, this beautiful bag that I saw advertised on one of the New Zealand Facebook pages. And yeah, I decided that I deserved a gift. And I just ordered it, and I really, really, really love the fabric. It's so bright, and it reminds me of Bali and all of these flowers. And it's beautiful inside as well. I will link the designer's name. She doesn't have a page, I don't think so. She just advertises on Facebook. So if you're in New Zealand, you might be able to find her. I love this bag. And speaking of bags, quickly before we speak of bags, I also ordered these sock blockers on AliExpress, and I even had them write the strawberry patches on top of them. They was customizable, and I really like them, but because they're wooden, there is a chip somewhere, and when I was trying to put the socks on them, the socks were snagging, so I have to maybe polish it with something. And I don't think I bought them specifically for blocking socks, more like a decoration, and because everybody has them and I don't, so that I felt left out. So this is that. And coming back to bags, remember I told you that Cher, my amazing friend, hi Cher, who has already previously made some bags for me, was making bags for me, so I gave her some fabric when we were still back in the retreat, and she made this beautiful bag for me with this vintage fabric that I found at the op shop, paired with this wonderful lining inside, and she even made a pocket with this tape measure thingy, and I really like this bag. It's really nice and big, and the drawstring thing is wonderful, and I've used this to keep my exploration station here, and I still have all the yarns that are left, as you can see. So that's one of the bags that I've been made. And the other bag, oh yes, it's here, is this. Again, it's from my fabric that I had given her, and she was, I trust her judgment, and she's amazing at bag making, so I just told her, whatever you think is right, just use as much fabric as you can. So she made this huge sweater quantity, or sweater size bag with a really, really cute pocket inside. Look at her. I love it how she's managed to use up every little scrap of this wonderful kitty fabric that I think I bought when I was traveling in Malaysia. Yeah, I think it was back then. And look at these details. Isn't it fantastic? Look, there is a kitty on each side. See, that's why I wanted her to make bags, because she's just so amazing at it. And then there's this part which is always very useful for all the notion skipping and stuff. So I haven't really use this bag yet because I haven't worked on any big projects yet, but winter will come and I will have this wonderful bag to work with. And some more things. So I sometimes go on AliExpress to look for stitch markers, you know, the bulb ones, the colorful ones, and I usually put them with the orders. So if you order, say, 3 skeins, you get 3 stitch markers, and 4 skeins, 4 stitch markers, and so on. So when I was there, I saw these handmade labels that I decided that I really need, because sometimes I make this garment and it's hard to tell where's the front, where's the back. And I know some talented makers, they just embroider something at the back so that they know, but I thought this would really make the garment look fancy and finished. So I ordered some colorful ones, and I already used them on my cedar pullover, well, cedar t-shirt. I think I'm wearing it in the previous episode if you're curious. And some more acquisitions. Now it's yarn. So I have amazing mother-in-law who asked me, so she was sending us a package for New Year presents and my daughter's birth, and she said, okay, tell me what you want and I will send it to you. And since she's in Ukraine, I said to her, well, if you could send me some Turkish yarn, alize. So she sent me this, as I showed you, this cake. And since they came in packages of 2, she sent me 2 of that, which is great because I might dip into the second bowl, and 2 more colors. Look at these, aren't these gorgeous? So I need to find a pattern for these gorgeous yarns to showcase. If not, I can make it a really nice baby blanket or a shawl or something. So this would be fantastic for that. She has always also gifted me these gorgeous variegated cotton, and I absolutely love these colors. And I'm thinking of making myself maybe like another summer tee with rows of different stitch patterning and stuff, and all the color work will be done for me because of all this beautiful stuff. I also have this, which was not a gift, but I have purchased it, and maybe I'll get into that later, how I purchased it and whatever. But I have these colors as well. So this is going to be either some, maybe this is too bright for me, this will be some kids stuff, so maybe some dresses for Lydia and Lily. Yeah, I love this yarn, as you can see. Then the next thing, I got a lovely message from Alexandra from the Fiberbound podcast. Hi Alexandra, thanks a lot for reaching out and reminded me. So just around the time when I was still pregnant and my brain was everywhere, I didn't have much time, she drew winners for her Cal, and I was a winner. So she was so kind to send me this little package, and oh, I love it. This is the most generous Cal gift that I've ever seen. And there's a little bag which is so cute, and the fabric is wonderful, and I think this is her friend, dentist something, has a little wonderful tooth here. And there's a skein, which is the Melbourne City Dye Works, which is sock base with 25% nylon, and it's beautiful color, and the stitch marker here. And she's also, Alexandra also put her stitch markers here, which are really beautiful, and rose gold, really beautiful. Thank you so much, Alexandra. If you haven't checked her podcast yet, you really should, because she's really fun to watch, and she makes really beautiful projects. Okay, I have to see what Lily's screaming about. Okay, so Lily's in her rocking chair right here. And if I happen to glance over there, that's why. So as I was saying, I really got lucky to be sent that gift. Also, I was waiting for another gift to come from wonderful Doug, who is the guy behind the Zia Wool's yarns. And she lives all the way in New Mexico, and I really admire watching her podcast. So I ordered some fiber from her, and it arrived. It's this gorgeous 100% Corriedale. Here's the card, and here's the wool. And right now that I'm sweating in this cotton shirt, of course I can't imagine dyeing anything like that, but when winter comes, when it's colder again, I just cannot wait. Look at these colors. They're so bright and happy, and just like Doug and her podcasts. She was also so kind to drop in a few minis, which are her, so I think they're like samples. This is the Roadrunner Fingering Weight Merino singles. And this really pretty light green speckly one, and this is just divine. This is MCN Merino Silk Cashmere on her honeysuckle base, and it's so pretty. I'm not a fan of yellows, but this is just gorgeous. And this is the Dreamcatcher Merino nylon, and it's this really pretty pinkish lilac with some speckles. And oh, I never was gifted mini skeins before, but they look so cute. I think this would be a really nice gnome, because that would be a shame to break them apart. I think they all need to be in one project and remind me of Dagmar. Thank you so much, Doug. And this is not all. She also has gifted me some sock yarn, and I've been waiting for you to see it so that I can cast on these socks. So this is her Taos base. I think that's the base, Taos. And the name of this colorway is Beekeeper's Christmas. And I'm sorry, it looks like a mess. I'm sorry, but this is this gorgeous sock yarn with Corriedale and nylon, superwash Corriedale and nylon, and this beautiful neonish pink, green, and yellow speckles. And I cannot wait to cast on socks. I think she's knitted with it as well, and she has socks like that, so we're gonna have matching socks. That's gonna be cool. So yeah, now that I've shown you all these gifts, I'm allowed to cast them on. And I think my February gnome, watch this space, is going to be with these beautiful colors, which is not really my usual ones, but I think at least these ones look super great. But actually, no, they all look great together. Let me see, is that all I wanted to show? Speaking of hand-dyed wool, as you might have noticed, I have some yarn that I recently started adding to the shop, and this is my zebra base, which is 100% merino on really soft twist. And this is a two-ply construction with this black fiber and white merino spun. Oh, Lily. I hope you didn't hear that. Yeah, little stomachs, they do what they want. And this colorway is called the Birthday Zebra. I'm just experimenting with this base, and I really want to knit with it myself to see how it knits up. I have no idea, but at the moment I don't have time, so it will be in the shop, right? It will be in the shop if you're interested to purchase it. And also, speaking about the shop, I'm planning to make a big sale in February. I'm not sure when, but around the time of Valentine's Day and my birthday. My birthday is 4 days after that, after Valentine's Day. Stay tuned and check out the website then. Maybe I will have this sale all throughout February. Who knows? I will see what I will do. I also had a sale back in December. It was a Christmas sale, and thank you to everyone who made a purchase. And I'm sure that you loved the colorways that you got. I have a few messages from the ones who shopped and they loved it. So I'm gonna have to pause again because I need to change some more diapers, and then I will be back with you after a segment of all of the other hand-dyed yarns that I have dyed recently, and then I will go more into my life update.